All right, so let's talk about one of the biggest challenges out there today. How do you take a fantastic idea and actually turn it into a real-life tech business? We're going to frame this whole thing as a quest, a modern-day adventure for anyone who wants to build something cool.
I'm guessing you probably do. Maybe it's an app that's going to solve some annoying little problem you deal with every day. Or a platform that could connect people in a totally new way. That first spark, that aha moment, it's an amazing feeling. But what do you do next?
Okay, so before we get into the nuts and bolts, let's get our heads in the right space. The material we're looking at today frames this whole process as the RPG of life. You're the hero, your idea is the main quest, and every single challenge you hit is just a chance to level up. I really love this way of thinking about it, because it turns these scary obstacles into just part of the adventure.
So every great quest needs a goal, right? For us, that goal is your big idea. That's the treasure we're after. It's sitting there, just full of potential and promise.
And here it is. This is the first boss battle. This is where so many quests end before they even really begin. Because standing right between you and that amazing finished product is this giant, intimidating wall called the modern tech stack.
Let's just call it what it feels like, a labyrinth. It's this confusing maze of jargon and tools and platforms that can make you feel completely lost before you've even taken your first step. You start to do a little research, and bam, you're just hit with this wave of acronyms. You hear you're supposed to be using microservices, and you need to manage your infrastructure as code, that's IAC. Oh, and you absolutely have to have CI/CD pipelines to automate everything. It's a lot.
So you dig a little deeper, and the maze just gets more and more twisted. Now people are talking about Kubernetes to orchestrate all your containers, and you have to understand Docker to even make the containers. Then you stumble into articles about Type 1 versus Type 2 hypervisors. I mean, the list just goes on and on.
And we haven't even talked about security yet. You've got to worry about XDR and setting up a SIM, and you have to be practicing something called DevSecOps from day one. Honestly, at this point, it's so easy to just throw your hands up and say, forget it, and another great idea just fades away.
It's a totally fair question, isn't it? When you're staring at that wall of complexity, just figuring out where to start feels impossible. But what if there was a map to get you through the labyrinth?
Well, the good news is you don't have to wander around in that maze by yourself. There actually is a guided path, a way to get the tools and the foundation you need without having to become a world-class expert in 10 different things overnight.
So check this out. The source material we're pulling from introduces this concept called the underground nexus. And the best way to think about it is like your adventurous starter pack. It's a pre-built software factory where all that super complex, heavy lifting, the platform engineering, is already done for you. It's the foundation you need right out of the box.
So let's see how this actually helps. First, it uses a containerized kernel, which is just a really efficient way to run things like Docker. It's got Git BIOS management, which is wild. It means you can control your hardware with the same tools you use for code. You get multi-cloud flexibility, so you're not stuck with just AWS or Azure. You can start small and scale up without a massive bill. And remember all that security stuff, the SIEM and XDR? They come pre-configured so you're safe right from the start.
And this just lays it all out, right? The difference is night and day. The old way is slow, it's expensive, you get locked into one vendor. The Nexus way, this guided path, lets you start small with what you have, you get that pre-built software factory, and you stay flexible. It's about focusing on your product, not getting bogged down building the tools to build your product.
And this path isn't just about the tech. It's a whole plan. The source talks about an incubator that breaks the quest down into weekly missions. So in just 4 weeks, you go from just committing to the journey to actually building a prototype blueprint and even training your mindset for the road ahead. It takes this huge, epic quest and makes it feel doable. But here's the thing. This quest isn't only about what you build at the end. A real hero grows along the way, right? This guided path is also a training ground for you to pick up some seriously powerful new skills.
Hey, remember that scary wall of jargon from a minute ago? Well, look at it now. It's organized into skill trees, just like in a video game. Instead of some random terrifying list, you have clear categories. You can decide, okay, I'm going to level up my infrastructure as code skill and focus on Terraform, or put your points into Kubernetes. It makes learning strategic instead of chaotic.
And this shows the paths people are actually taking. You can see a huge chunk, 30%, go all in on getting certified in Kubernetes, which is an incredibly valuable skill. Another quarter of people dive deep into infrastructure as code. This isn't just learning for the sake of it. This is targeted training in the hottest areas in tech right now.
And that right there brings us to the ultimate reward. Because after you finish this quest, you don't just walk away with a minimum viable product. You walk away with a whole new world of career possibilities.
That's right. The skills you pick up on this journey open the door to at least 7 different, high-demand, really well-paying jobs in the tech industry. I mean, that is a total game changer.
So let's just look at a few of them. A traditional system administrator manages infrastructure, but a DevOps engineer automates all of that. And then a site reliability engineer, an SRE, they take it even one step further. They treat operations like a software problem to make systems ultra-reliable. These are the jobs that companies are absolutely desperate to hire for right now.
So, here's the bottom line. Whether your idea becomes the next big thing or it's just a fantastic learning experience, the skills you gain along the way are the real treasure. You're not just building a product, you are literally building a new, more capable, more powerful version of your professional self.
So, yeah, that journey from a great idea to a finished product can definitely feel like an impossible quest, blocked by that huge tech labyrinth. But with a guided path, with the right tools, and a focus on leveling up your own skills, it becomes this achievable and incredibly rewarding adventure. So the only question left is, are you ready to start yours?